Okay, super quick disclaimer. In the last video, when I was talking about the things that were important to me, I don't know if you guys are following, I was talking about there was three things that I coveted so much and that God was taken away from me. So that's what I meant by those three things. So like the trifecta of my coveted things that I did not treat like I should have were getting taken from me. That's what I meant by that. So that's why I didn't mention my kids. My kids and I spent every single day of their lives together. All four of my kids, I've never spent a day away. I mean, besides a vacation or something like that. But you understand, I've always been with my kids. My kids were quite insulated from a lot of this because I'm like giving you guys the disaster, right? Like there was so many beautiful, loving moments going on in my household. Like, I don't know if I'm making that clear, but I'm saying like my kids were insulated from a lot of it, and I'll go into a lot more about my kids later, maybe. But I'm not saying they weren't damaged by my behavior, and obviously the loss of their father. Like there's plenty to discuss with that, but just specifically relating to this story, this last video and this video. That's why I didn't mention the kids, because what I was trying to say was I love three things. I clung to three things in an unhealthy way, and I mistreated them, and then they were taken. So that's what I was trying to say. But back to the story. Okay, so I had that dream about the light bulbs, and there's like they were floating on my ceiling, right? They were not attached to anything. They were floating, and there were some of them were gigantic and big, and they were all the same like traditional like light bulb color, and they had like long strings and shorter strings and like things on the bottom of them. Like I was like wow, and I was like walking through the room, just turning them on, turning them off. And it was like with this wonder, I was like, ooh, ooh, ah, like that's kind of what I was dreaming. And then when I woke up, life was dark. Life was quite dark. So I didn't think nothing of it really. I was just like, Jesus, I actually remembered my dream last night. Crazy. So I'm like, I remember sitting on my front yard in like a chair that I had and grounding. I was like putting my feet in the ground. I was doing that every single day. And going back to like when I was obsessed with tarot, I wasn't obsessing over tarot this day, but because they were still like on my TikTok timeline or whatever, like they would pop up here and there. In the morning, I was grounding. I had my feet in the grass out front, and I was just flipping through my phone, and there was like an old tarot. Oh no, this lady wasn't tarot. She was just saying like giving a message or whatever, and she was like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but someone needs to check their mail, and somebody needs to drink more water. And I was like, okay, scroll, and I'm going on and watching whatever videos, and then like a couple minutes later, there was another one, and she was doing tarot, and I wasn't paying attention to her to that, but on her screen she wrote some things, and one of them was like drink water with like 3 exclamation points, and I was like, drink water, what the heck? I mean, I really don't like water. I never drink enough water. So I was like, that's crazy. So then I'm scrolling along. I'm getting ready to probably go in and check on the kids and get them something to eat. I'm like still depressed, still devastated, but like life goes on, right? I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get up out from under this mess. And another video I saw was like a mail or a UPS driver dancing or whatever, like UPS. And I was like, mail, UPS, that's interesting. So anyway, so I go inside and I'm like getting the kids something to eat, and I'm like cleaning up a little bit. And then the mail comes, and I was like, and I was in the kitchen, so I seen the mail lady come. So I'm just like, gosh, I'm like, boom, boom. I'm hit with all this check your mail type stuff, all these messages. I'm like, this feels as though I'm getting sent messages, but can't be. That's crazy. So I go to check my mail, and which is a scary thing for when your life is falling apart, right? I'm like, what's happening now? Like, what am I fucking late on? What's the DMV trying to get me to pay or what? And I go get my mail, and on top is a postcard, and it was like, we buy houses, we'll buy your house cash, da 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 da. And I remember paying attention to it, because I've seen those before where it just turns into junk mail. Because like I said, I loved my house. My husband died there, but also it was our first house we ever bought. We had dreams of like our kids and our grandkids like coming over, doing Easter egg hunts. Like, it was a house big enough, and it was a good celebration house. It was a good like entertaining house. Like, it was parking. We got married there. Like, my husband put his hands so beautifully on so many pieces of that house. It was like a very, very, very special house. So special. Okay, like, you're not really supposed to like love a tangible thing so much in life, but it was not the tangible item of the home. It was like the memories and how much my husband worked so hard. And again, we got married there, and it was where all our dreams were talked about there, you know, and like our kids grew up there. So it was like really, really special. So I never considered selling my house. But there's this postcard, and I'm reading it like, should I sell my house? Like, I have a lot of equity in my house. I had a good amount of equity, like an amount of equity that could really do a lot, like perhaps get my teeth fixed. And that could get me out from under all this, the repairs I can't do. So you see, my brain is like, that's an idea.